All right, guys, Adrian, Upper Deck Sports Medicine, YouTube video number 2. This one, I'm talking a little bit more about pre and post season evaluations. So, where I'm at right now, I'm lucky to have a strength coach that has also spent time in pro ball. And in pro ball, we do a lot of evaluations on guys when they report for spring training, and then throughout the year as well. Since in pro ball, it's a long year, essentially, January to August, sometimes September, and then another month and a half in October when they have instructional leagues. But for us, we don't have the guys as much. But so what we do is we take these guys through a 2-page screening, and we do it in August when all of our guys get back. It's including freshmen and returners, and then we do another one at the end of the fall semester, and then we do one again in January, and then aim to get one in at the end of the season, which is a little harder, just given it how, usually whenever our season ends, guys typically pack up shop and then head out, and juniors, you get ready for the draft, and then underclassmen end up heading out for summer ball. So we don't have those guys for a long period of time, so we try to get them in usually those last few weeks of the season. But what I'm looking for, I'm looking for a number of things myself. This is also including the strength coach, and I'm lucky enough to have physical therapists that work with us that also have a lot of pro ball experience as well, working with some of the local teams here. But me personally, I'm big on lat activation. For me, it's your biggest internal rotator, so that's why I'm big on it. Versus being upper trap dominant. So that's what I'm looking for on my guys, and it's simple. I take them through scaption and just to see how they are. Lat activation is I can just do simple ones where I just put them on the table and reach across and have them squeeze if they can, and then know they're good. But it's one of those where I just go ahead and automatically assume that most of these guys aren't able to activate their lats individually. So I just go ahead and throw them in that group until they are able to prove otherwise. Most of the guys that we tend to get in, at least incoming freshmen, they tend to be upper trap dominant, which in baseball, I don't want a guy upper trap dominant whatsoever, just because that means it leads to all sorts of scap issues, tracking, dyskinesia, scapular winging, a lot of those other things that we don't want. Another one is we measure scap strength in foot-pounds. We have a handheld machine. We put them in prone and take them in scaption. And scaption, what I mean by that is I tell the guys, just go into your arm slot. It's essentially scaption. And we measure that. We're big on grip strength around here. So we measure their grip strength. We take the highest of three on both hands. My strength coach is big on the posture grid. He likes to see how guys respond to exercises posturally, so he checks that. We check hip internal and external rotation as well. My strength coach is big on hip mobility. That's his biggest thing. Is he's always doing hip mobility stuff with our guys before and after the weight room, and then he's also incorporating stuff in the weight room as well that focuses on hip mobility. So he's looking at that as well. Body fat, we check body fat as well. Now we also do bod pause on the guys, so we have both hand and machine, and then we go from there. FMS is another one. I know some places, some strength coaches have used FMS just in general for their weight room. I think you still leave a lot of stuff out, and if you're solely basing your weight room stuff off that, you're leaving a lot of things out, which my strength coach that I work with, he's a guy that gets that. So he still incorporates FMS into the weight room, but he doesn't just solely go off of that. Another one is shoulder internal external rotation. I'm big. I'm not so much big on that because measuring shoulder stuff, it tells us what we already know. We know that a tight internal rotation predisposes guys to elbow issues and shoulder issues. So, we know all this. So we just automatically, we measure it, but we automatically assume that these guys are going to be tight to begin with. And then, we'll see the guys loosen up as the season goes. So what we've noticed so far in the going on 3 years that we've done it is that guys' rotator cuff strength has tended to go up during the semester, but their mobility has gone down. So it's kind of an inverse relationship that we want. So we're trying to get a balance in those two. So we've slowly started to work our way into that. Most of the stuff that we see that we get from the screenings, we put it into play in the weight room. The strength coach I work with, he's big on research. Like I said in my previous post, I'm not, just because a lot of the information puts me on information overload. So, I tend to just go off of what I see right then and there. But so we take almost all this and put it into the weight room, and it gets corrected there. The big thing that I take away from this is for my pitchers. It helps me see where their deficiencies are, so I'm able to take that, and then when my guys do bullpens or mound sessions, I'm able to work with them one-on-one, so I can take the exercise, because I know who's going to throw what and when, just from our schedules that I get from the coaching staff. So we're able to go off of that and then build things off of that. So I'm able to see what a guy is lacking or what he needs to work on from the preseason screenings, and then I'm able to get them in the athletic training room or they're on the field and put them through exercises that help correct what we saw that needs to be fixed. I'm not so much focused on flexibility of our guys per se, mostly because we already know that these guys are going to be wound like a rubber ball. So to get hung up on that and be solely focused on that, I think there's bigger things that we need to work that we need to focus on. So we just go ahead and stretch all of our guys to begin with. We tell our guys that if at the least you're getting on the mound that day, to come in and get stretched, because what we end up doing is we end up stretching the guys before and then end up stretching them after. I know studies say that stretching post activities, you don't really get a benefit, but can it hurt? No, not really. So then why not? If you got them there on the table and you've got them for 15-20 minutes, just do it. It's not going to hurt them. So we do that. So again, that's something for if you're at a collegiate level. I've talked to a few others, and a few other athletic trainers, and they're starting to do that stuff as well, where they're starting to screen guys for stuff. I think it's a very helpful tool, given that how the rosters are small enough per se to where you're able to get guys in and you're able to work with them a little bit more. And as more prehab becomes a bigger factor in stuff, because in baseball you really can't afford to be reactive. You kind of have to be proactive. Whereas working other sports, you kind of got to sit around and then wait for something to happen. Whereas in baseball, it doesn't work that way. If you wait for something to happen, you're going to find yourself with barely any guys to get out there and play a full 9 innings. So this helps us out a lot with that and cutting down stuff. We've pretty much, knock on wood, we've been able to knock down soft tissue injuries to 1, maybe 2 a school year. I think with pitchers you're going to have quite a bit more, just because it's the nature of the game, and you tend to see more teams locking in on 6 guys, which to me, it still baffles me that a lot of teams will do that, where they'll lock in on 6 guys and they'll use those 6 and they'll ride them out, which, it makes no sense to me. But hey, that's why I'm on the sports medicine side and not on the coaching side. So yeah, pre and post season evaluations, we do them quite a bit for our guys. And then we go from there, and we kind of keep a running log of these guys throughout their tenure here at school. And it's pretty interesting to see the trends on these guys, and how out of sync their bodies are when they come back from summer ball, because it's summer ball. We know that they're going out there, and they're not really doing everything that they got here because there's no one there to hold them accountable. So it's interesting to see how their bodies change over the course of the semester, and then getting them into the spring semester. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys today about. Otherwise, if you got time, swing by Upper Deck Sports Medicine on Instagram. Give it a look. There's a lot more exercises and stuff there. Quite a bit more posts as well. Otherwise, you guys stay safe with everything going on, and I will talk to you guys later.